Hey moms, it's Laura. So I know I said I'd go live, but here's the reality. I need to have some notes in front of me because if I don't know what I'm going to say, I just kind of go all over the place. Thanks for being here. This is day one, and I'm not going to turn this into a huge competition. This is all for you. I want you to find what it is that's going to be meaningful in terms of your work, in terms of your career, in terms of next steps. Um, and so let this just be a guide. And if you wouldn't mind, what I would so appreciate is just some engagement. So drop a line, say if this was helpful, maybe what was the most impactful part of what I share. And I'm going to go for just maybe 5 to 7 minutes on this whole topic of figuring out what you really want. There it is, figuring out what you really want. It sounds easy. Oh my gosh, it's not. So for those of you who don't know me, I am Laura King. I have been in recruiting for most of my career, but that's not to say that I don't have a full story behind that. And I'll tell you the story later. It's interesting. And I guess I'm a testament to you can have lots of different jobs. I mean, I've done everything from being a business analyst at Target to selling hearing aids. Yeah, how crazy is this? I sold hearing aids 5 years before I realized that I had a hearing loss myself. But the majority of my experience is in recruiting. I have qualified for a really premier organization that's the top 80 recruiters in North America. I ended up declining being part of that organization. Again, another long story. Suffice to say, I've worked with startup brands. I've worked with Fortune 10 brands. I've been on the client side. I recruited for United Health Group for about 3 years. A lot of work working VP of marketing, VP of sales, all types of roles. I also run something called the Marketers Community where I host events, not so much right now in person. And I've got 4 boys under the age of 8. And from speaking to job seekers and hiring authorities and countless friends over the last years, I just felt this on my heart to share what I've noticed about the difference between someone who knows what they want in securing a job and those people who don't know what they want. So my mission here is just to help you clarify. And if I can just be a guide along the way, like that brings me so much joy. So the reality is a good portion of us are not necessarily happy, or shall I say, engaged. So there's been so many studies done that like 87% of the global employee population today feels disengaged from their work. Is anyone else just deeply disturbed by that? Who would have believed there could be so many millions of people working in jobs and careers they dislike so intensely, but really aren't able to figure out how they want to be of service of the world? So after about 15 years being in everything from human resources to talent acquisition to training and development to sales, I know a thing or two about people. I've basically studied human behavior and psychology, and many have told me I'm kind of like a career therapist. Here's what I've learned and why I'm so happy that you're here. Most of us are just resistant to change. And over quarantine, I've been busy creating a model for change to help women, especially moms, create fiercely focused, intentional, meaningful careers. The model is going to help more women tap into exactly what it is that makes them happy. Stick to their zone of genius, which I'll explain in a later video, and design the right form that suits your family and your season of life. It might not be full time. It might not look like your neighbors. That is okay. So first step, day one. First step, day one. Get out of your head and into your heart. For the longest time, I thought that I needed to earn a certain amount of money to be successful. I grew up with a very successful father, and I always thought for him to love me, for him to be proud of me, I needed to make a certain amount. What? Yeah, that's what I thought. Hitting the 6-figure mark would make him proud. I nearly lost myself. And, not destroy my marriage, but I was not present with my husband. I was not present with my kids. I nearly lost it. Let's try a couple of these other ones on for size. Have you ever had these types of thoughts? I'm too old to pivot. It's just not worth the time or the effort. I'll just suck it up. I can suck it up for a while. I don't have what it takes. I don't have what it takes to reinvent myself. I don't have what it takes to really find a new job, especially in this economy. I have no idea how to do that in this mess of a world we're living in. I just can't compete with those who have more experience than me or better than me. I'm really not that special. I just don't even know if I have the energy to search for a job or to find something else. It's just going to be too much time and effort. All those are limiting beliefs. All of those things are limiting beliefs. Those are the things that we tell ourselves. And I am testimony that I had to beat these limiting beliefs to figure it out. And so your assignment today, your only assignment today, other than writing down those limiting beliefs, is to email or text 10 people. And you're going to ask them the following questions. 1, what do you believe is my number one gift or talent? 2, what makes me stand out in your mind? 3, what is something about me that you admire? And I'll put those in the notes. I want you to compile this as soon as possible. We simply cannot identify our special talents, our capabilities, our uniqueness in a vacuum. We must involve others in this process. Because typically it's hard for us to see things in ourselves that others see in us. And we need this outside perspective from folks that we deeply respect and admire, who are knowledgeable, who are successful, who are fulfilled in what they do, and who maybe don't even have an agenda about what we're trying to net out of this. So reach out to those people today, 10 people. I don't care who they are, but they have to be people that you respect. Let them know this is just you identifying those things in yourself, because sometimes it's hard to see those things in ourselves. Again, this does not happen in a vacuum. You must involve other people. So let me know how this goes. Let me know if you like anything. I'm looking for feedback, people. So I know I've gotten a lot of messages from you, private messages, and I just so appreciate everything. But this is really not about me. This is all about you. So you decide what you want to do with all this. And I'm here to root you on because you are so unique. This is the thing. None of us are the same. We all have such amazing gifts. And once you can figure out which ones you really want to capitalize in, that are going to light you up, watch out. You're going to be unstoppable. Unstoppable. And then you're going to show up with more joy to your kids and your spouse. And please know that I am not happy all the time. But I'd say I'm happy a good 80% of the time. And I want that. I want that for more moms. So bad. Okay. Love you all.